How did the cut heal on your head? That was got to be one of the nastiest cuts you'll see in a fight. Yeah.
It's pretty good. My dad says I have good blood. But
Well, we
it
definitely saw a lot of it.
right?
Yeah.
For real. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, it healed up. It healed up nicely. Better than I thought that it was gonna be. People don't even notice. It's right on the hairline too, so it helps. But it was it doesn't bother me or anything. We're testing it now. So God willing, it's fine. But it was a lot. It was like you said, it was pretty bad. It's pretty intense. So we'll see how it goes as far as fighting and what happens when there's actually contact made.
Yeah, that fight was actually the fight of the night. That was a great fight with Estrada. And just sitting like 20 rows away, it was like, oh my God, that cut is one of the worst cuts you'll see. And seeing you fight through it was really just a testament to what kind of warrior you are. But I know there was so much bad blood in that fight. But can you look back with some time now and say that was a great fight?
Oh yeah, no. I feel like regardless of me not liking her, it doesn't have anything to do with how I can see things. It doesn't blind me. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I feel like it was an amazing fight. I feel like if you watch that fight in any way, it's exciting. There was so much heat, and it lived up to its expectation. Plus, you're talking about there's blood everywhere. There's it lived up to exactly what it's supposed to be. And even though you know, it was on me. I was the one who had to take the L at the end of the day. It was still entertaining. It was an entertaining fight for sure.
It was the fight of the night.
Yeah, it was the best one. I feel like for sure because it was a fight. There was a real fight.
Yeah, Canelo had the knockout of the night, but the actual fight of the night had to be you and Estrada.
Yeah, I agree.
But in that fight, it was one of the first, like when you see guys like Morales and Barrera fight these great Mexican fighters, it kind of felt like this was the first females version of it. When you guys went at it, do you think that fight should get a rematch?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I can finish my career, and I don't think I could really be content with me as a fighter. Can't die happy because this is so much I've invested myself in. It's not about Seniesa, it's about what happened. Um, I don't think I could be happy with my boxing if I didn't get a rematch. And I don't think she should be happy with that either. I would give me a rematch if I was her, but I don't know how her brain works or how she feels. What makes her feel like a champion, I'm not sure.
Well, I know. Well, she did say she doesn't want a rematch. Maybe it's that thing of like I won it, I'm good. Why ever do it again? But do you think because she feels that way, you got to win fights against Jackie Calvo? You'll have to build it again, kind of force the hand. Like, look, I've won a title, I've done this. Let's do it again. Is it going to have to be that kind of thing to make that rematch happen?
In all honesty, if I was somebody, if I feel like, no, this is what I feel. I feel like me as a fighter before Seniesa and I existed. So me and the way I move, it's not about Seniesa. It's like about me winning everything. So if I just continue being who I am before me and Seniesa were a thing, people didn't even really know about Seniesa until it was a me and Seniesa thing. So I really, helped her career. And I feel like if I just continue on my path, there's just no way to avoid it because nobody still is happy with no one. There's so many arguments about who is still the better fighter. We had a whole 9-round, 10-round fight, and people are still wondering who's better. So with that taken, I just need to worry about me, win my fights, get my world titles, and me and her are going to be inevitable. It's like she can't avoid it any way she likes. I'm not going anywhere. And I've been fighting my whole life. I've been winning my whole life. It's not going to change. So she's going to have to, if I keep doing what I'm doing and being me, she's going to have to fight me. It's not going to, she can't avoid it.
And I'm not making any excuses, for you, but it's like my wife just had a kid about a year ago, and to see what it does to your body, it weakens you, and then especially if you're breastfeeding and all that stuff. So, did you even how many months before that fight did you have your baby?
I had my baby in January and I fought her in November.
You are crazy. You're crazy. Now you didn't even.
I
Yeah.
well, I fought. Yeah, I think I fought in. I know I fought in April. I had him in January. I fought in April, and then I fought again in July, and then I fought her in November. So I thought it could have. I still can't figure it out. I'm obviously I'm gonna think my brain is gonna go on trying to make sense of that fight. So yeah, I ran through that idea too. Like, did Saint make my performance different? Was my body not as ready for such a gash and kind of responding in the adrenaline and how intense the week was? Like, was my body not able to handle what I thought it could handle? Because I had him, to me, it was a long time because I had 2 fights prior. And it's crossed my mind, but I'll never know because that's why I had 2 fights before. And I really couldn't tell a difference with those 2 fights.
Mhm.
But it wasn't the same kind of challenge that I was presented with, plus the gash on my head.
The pace, and you're going into deep rounds with her at this crazy pace and level. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and no, exactly. There was just, it was intense, there's all this bad blood, the adrenaline all week, you know, um, so much thought and so much, in a way, pressure, stress, that you have to fight through as a fighter. Those things are normal, but this was like high. This is high up there. So maybe my body didn't respond. Maybe it did. I'll never know. But it could have been something. It could have just been my head. It could have been my preparation. I feel like maybe I trained too hard. There was a lot of variables that I still haven't figured out. I just know that, when I do fight her again, I won't be coming off a baby, and it'll be nothing that happened that night can happen again. It was a special situation, that fight.
Yeah, I just, it's not really a question. I just almost want to state for you to fight 4 or 5 rounds with that cut, 10 months off of having a child. I just want to, you know what I mean? Give you props. I know because we didn't get to see you after the fight, so it's like you didn't get the respect you deserved from that performance. So, for what it's worth,
Yeah,
incredible stuff.
I didn't tell anybody that year because didn't think it was a good move that year. Now it's fine.
Right.
And then I had a C-section and people don't know. So it was like a whole, like, poof. Yeah, it was a lot. But I think it was just the gash and the adrenaline. I don't know. I'll find out.
Right. But just to close on, any Seniesa Estrada talk, did you see that 7-second knockout? What'd you think of it?
I did. I saw it. I didn't watch the fight, but it wasn't hard to catch. It was 7 seconds. It was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in all honesty, I think 2 ways. It's a business, but then I think of again, like how I would have operated. Her team, they made a good move. They made her look good. I wouldn't be proud of it. I wouldn't go that low of a fighter. I don't understand why. If you're a world champion now or a world champion contender, you have no business pulling a fighter like that. You need if you want a fight to sharpen you up, you need to have someone that's better than that. This isn't your pro debut. This isn't your first fight. You're a seasoned fighter, and I just don't understand why anybody thought that was okay.
She was a replacement. She was they did have to find someone pretty close to the fight. But
Right, but there's girls all over the United States and all over. There's girls everywhere. There's girls in my gym right now that are better than that girl. It's and they're not even real fighters. You could have found somebody that could at least challenge you a little bit. So I feel like in one way she took advantage. I thought it was a shitty move. But then on the other end, it's like, hey, it's a business, and you made yourself look like a freaking superhero. So, man, good for you. You know, good move, good move. But there's, there's two sides to it in my mind. There's business, and then there's boxing. So, hey, she looks good.
fast
That's all
hands.
that counts. So that's all that counts. You look good. So it doesn't matter.